Madam Chair, and thank you to our ranking member as well. Thank you, Madam Secretary, and to your team. Appreciate your leadership. I'm going to go to my favorite topic, and that's biofuels. I know every time that I've had a chance to interact with you that I bring up biofuels.
You do.
And you've been very good about talking about specifically the heavy-duty transportation, like aviation. So, you know, I see biofuels as this win-win-win. You've got climate, it helps the climate, it helps energy security, it helps our rural economy. The congressional district that I serve in Illinois is mostly rural, and so that's why I always bring this topic up when we're talking energy. So last year, your Bioenergy Technologies Office announced new funding for biofuels. And it was specifically for research for heavy-duty transportation. And I was happy to see companies and research institutions in Illinois like ADM who were getting in on the action. So for fiscal year 2023, the Biden administration has requested increased funding for the Bioenergy Technologies Office in Department of Energy, with an eye on scaling up new technologies that can help decarbonize all models of transportation. So specifically, Secretary Granholm, can you please tell us a little bit more about why it's important that Congress provide additional funding for that part of your office and the role that Department of Energy sees biofuels playing, especially if you can drill down a little bit on ethanol and biodiesel and how that can help reduce transportation emissions?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for saying that. I mean, there's some vehicles that it's just too difficult to electrify. I mean, we'd like to move toward electrification, but it's just not realistic. I'll just say that. That's, of course, the heavy-duty vehicles, and that's, of course, aviation. That's why we're excited about the aviation, Sustainable Aviation Fuels Grand Challenge. It's why we're putting, and in fact, you know, you were talking about the EERE funding, and we're increasing. Part of the increases is related to this because we do think that biofuels are a key part of that future. The Biofuel Technology Office has focused on several components, and this is often in partnership with the Transportation Office, with our Vehicle Transportation Office, because they run on three pillars. They either want to electrify vehicles, they want to do electric fuel cells, or they want biofuels. And so the opportunity with biofuels for helping the planet, reducing CO2 emissions. Certainly in aviation, that's a huge problem. We want to get to 100% sustainable aviation fuels by 2050, and the challenge that we have is to get 3 billion gallons by 2030, and then the full slug by 2050. But we think this is also an economic opportunity. I mean, there will be the need for 400 additional refineries across the country to be able to meet that challenge. So biofuels is definitely a part of the sustainable future. Our agricultural community is definitely a part of that future. They see it all the time. They see every day the impacts of climate from extreme weather events, whether it's droughts or floods or whatever. They know they want to be part of the solution. So we're very excited about I'm excited to partner with you on this. I know it's a big deal for you in this and whatever the next role you have is, but I'm excited to be able to make sure that we, partner with our agricultural community in particular in meeting the needs.
So I know you're working with Department of Transportation. Are your Department of Energy and U.S. Department of Agriculture, are there other ways you're working with USDA around biofuels or anything that you can talk about specifically?
Yeah, I mean, the partnership really has been very strong on the sustainable aviation fuel because that's together we're doing that grand challenge. The Department of Agriculture is blessed with ability to have resources that some of the other areas of clean energy are a little bit starved for. So working with the Department of Agriculture on, for example, sustainable forest and forest management and using forest waste as a way to blend into the biofuel economy is a really important part of our partnership as well.
I'm really glad to hear you talk about the impact on economies and especially rural economies. You come from Michigan, obviously. I'm Illinois, but you understand the importance of helping to build up the rural economy, and you can play a very important role in that at the Department of Energy. Thanks. So thank you very much. Great to see you, and I appreciate you answering my questions. I will yield back, Madam Chair.